Today is the day that we're gonna clean out everything, get everything out of the car to see if we find the mouse. We haven't heard her the last 2 nights, so we hope she's already gone, but we do see more and more traces that she has been all over. Next to the malaria self-test kit, she also likes the malaria medication. She likes car spare parts and she likes the barbecue. Everything out and in the car again.
We don't know if the mouse is out.
We didn't find her. We spent the whole morning also giving the car like a really deep clean. But no mouse, lots of traces of the mouse.
Otherwise, we would eat ratatouille.
We cleaned everything, all the little bits and pieces that she has bitten. So now we will clearly see if there are new traces of the mouse. We hope not, but just to be sure, we switched our pantry with our clothes. So now the pantry is really in boxes, which she cannot access. And hopefully she doesn't find food anymore, and she doesn't like our car, she doesn't like all the bumping, and she goes out. Back on the road. This is what most highways in Botswana look like. Flat as a pancake, a few meters of clearing on each side, lined with thick bush. No view. I am Celine, and this is Benjamin. We are traveling the world with our Toyota Land Cruiser. After completing the first leg of our journey through Europe and the Middle East, the next chapter is Africa. After a few days of rest in Maun, we are arriving at a new camp, and it has a viewing deck on the Boteti River. The Boteti River is dry right now, but they are pumping up water, and it is quite special what we see now. This campsite is a bit more expensive than we usually pay. It's around 17-18 euros per person per night. But you do have your private ablutions, toilet, shower, and of course they have the viewing deck that looks down on a permanent water hole on which they have a pump system, so there is water year round to let the animals drink. So that's worth some euros, right? I had to leave the water hole before because Benjamin wanted me to join them to the campsite, and he was saying the zebras, they will still be there, the elephants will still be there, and now we're here and the zebras have left. No, there are still some zebras, but not as much as it used to be. But there are hippos and hippo babies coming. They know that they have to come here because at 5 the owners feed them with some hay, because there's really no food for them here. So they support them and give them hay. It's funny that they know that they have to come for the feeding time.
There's still elephants and there's a fish eagle.
Ik vind het altijd grappig dat zebras een hondengeluid maken.
Die hippo's die komen eraf en al die zebras lopen weg.
While the hippos and us wait for the hay to arrive, we're lucky to add another bird to the checklist.
A fork-tailed drone roll. het echt zien. Die staat is echt een vak.
Hier zie je een staarthoek.
De four-tailed drone. Maar hoe is het daarop geraakt? Ik zie wel.
We durven een andere zeggen. Ik ga langs de andere kant. Such a beautiful evening at the waterhole. The hippo feeding was cool to see. Lots of zebras came down again, and now the elephants also came to drink at the fresh water. Oh, wow.
En kudus en a slender mongoose.
Yes. Tomorrow we head into the Kalahari. The temperatures are supposed to drop from over 40 degrees to 32, 35 degrees. So good, ideal temperatures to go into the desert. A bit more of that classic Botswanan road. Flat, bushy. And then something different. We went off the main road. No tar anymore for the next, who knows, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 7 days. Let's do this. We're in the CKGR, the Central Kalahari Game Reserve. We arrived without bookings, and that was a little bit of a hassle at the gate because all camps were full, especially the ones that we want. But for the first night we only had the choice about one camp from the 7 government camps that there are. So that was quite surprising because everywhere we had been almost alone. So these might be bookings that people just book and don't show up. We hope so, that we can just go wherever. Or it means the South Africans started to travel because their holidays have started. We'll see. We're spending the midday hours at our designated camp. There's nothing here. Not even a toilet, so you pay for the bush. It's about how much per night? 5 euros? It's about 5 euros per person per night, but there's nothing at all. In total for the campsite, just for both of us. We just made lasagna, looking pretty good. Looks good. We were happy to spot our first oryx, not knowing we'd see more later that day. Other than that, no major sightings on this first day, at least not up close, but the setting made up for it. Wild, remote and fast. We stayed out late, enjoying a sundowner, near a different campsite than the one we were booked in. Pretty sure no one else would show up. And this is what happens when you try to drink elegantly for the camera. Eventually we found another camp because obviously they're not full, and we found a few that were not occupied. So this is the shower. So I have to aim high. Hello! This one does have a drop toilet and some kind kind of shower facility. You have to bring your own water, but it feels good to just rinse off the sweat and the sunscreen and the dust of the day. And we're quite tired, so we go straight to bed. No bonfire tonight, just sleeping, and tomorrow around 5 we wake up again to go on a game drive. Being out in the bush is always a thrill, especially after dark. No predators spotted during the day, but they are out there, so we stayed extra vigilant while showering and brushing our teeth. Good night. We have been driving for 1 hour already. We were hoping to see cheetah because close to where we were sleeping there were for 5 consecutive days cheetah sightings. Maybe I saw it this night because when I wanted to go out for a pee, first I was on the rear bumper. I was shining and then I saw eyes and it was really like moving, and it could have the size of a cheetah. Because earlier that day we saw the African cat, but it looked bigger. So I didn't dare to cross the 3-4 meters to go to the pit toilet, and I just peed next to the car. Look around. There's nothing as far as the eye can see. And yet, in this vast emptiness, these animals find their home. We found lions. We see 3 together at this tree. Then there's another one over there. There's one hiding under that little bush. And then far away we see another one. Other than a bit of repositioning, there wasn't much action. We spent more than an hour with the lions, where I did exactly like the lions, taking a nap. And now we're back on the road. We just passed another car, people from Germany, the first car that we see today. And they said we are the first car they see in 2 days. And about an hour drive in this direction, they saw wild dogs with babies. They said we cannot miss them, so we're very curious if we will find them. We didn't see any wild dogs, and we start to think that there was something lost in translation, because they said, yeah, in German you call it Hunde. So and he also did like this. So I immediately, in all my enthusiasm, was like, oh, wild dogs! Yeah, they said. And then we asked, yeah, where are they? Oh, like everywhere, on every pen, you cannot miss them. So that was already maybe something in which we could know that it's not wild dogs. And the other thing was, they're like hunting for the mouse or the rabbits. So we also think wild dogs hunt game and not rabbits. We will have to fact check it when we are back in internet land, but we think they meant jackals, which we obviously have seen many of them already. Though you do spot the startled steenbok, gemsbok or ostrich, the Central Kalahari can feel empty. Distances are vast out here. We keep clocking kilometers. The roads look smooth from a distance, but up close they're shaky and eventually even rainy. Rain in the desert. Temperatures are going down immediately. Animals are gone as well. Oh. The road is just a river. So it's all around what this point said.
The longest river crossing ever. It's about 5 kilometers.
Luckily no crocodiles or hippos.
No. If you have to push, you have to go out.
We have arrived at our camp for tonight. It's another government camp of €5. This time, what's the problem? Oh, we lost a light from the water pressure. It looks like the storm is not yet over. Sounds it may even be worse. So this is the spot for tonight. Just us and the bush. And no fences, which we can see as there are some leopard tracks, we think. See it going in that direction. So this one does have a toilet, although it's questionable if it's better than the bush. And this is the shower cubicle, though we never actually tried the bucket system. We made a little fire around sunset, but the weather still looks dark, I would say, and there's a lot of wind. Who would have thought that we would be a little bit chilly in the Kalahari? We were really in doubt if we should come this time of year because it was so hot. But now I'm here with my sweater, which I had to lug out from the bottom of my clothes box. We're not gonna stay out long and just go in, freshen up a bit and read, sleep, and tomorrow repeat. Good morning, Kalahari! Looks like the clouds cleared overnight and we are about to solve a little mystery. I think we found what the Germans meant yesterday. The bat-eared fox. And they do indeed have babies, but they're hiding them now. No wonder we don't see any animals. Look how well they can hide. And I'm not referring to the warthog. When we arrived, all the adult bat-eared foxes went away into the bush and all the babies went into the hole. So we thought if we just have patience and wait here, they will come back. And it's true. We're now seeing the first one that came back and the first baby that came out. Mystery out of the way, we're back to bouncing down these dusty tracks. We found a shady spot at the edge of the Piper Pen for lunch, which is almost ready. After lunch we will continue further along the Piper Pen to the Piper Waterhole, which should be one of the better waterholes of the park. The previous waterholes that we passed were quite disappointing. They were super small and not a lot was happening. But we are pleasantly surprised with the wildlife we see along the way. We did see the lions yesterday. Apart from that, no big cats, but plenty of arid, springbok, jackals, ostriches, wildebeest, a lot of Kori bustards, a lot of them. So we're quite surprised with the amount of wildlife in the desert. Yeah, twice we saw the honey badger, which was also cool. So we're happy.
Yes.
We're happy that we came.
Ta-da! Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta.
Chicken with mango chutney, potato and eggplant and fork. In the middle of the Kalahari desert, we see elephants. Four elephants. Wow. Amazing that they survive here. Obviously they are at a waterhole. And shortly after, another large mammal. We were so focused on these two, we only noticed the third one later. Do you see it? Piper pan is actually a series of pans. They fill with water during the rainy season, then slowly shrink, first to mud and finally to cracked clay or salty dust. We're here right at the end of the dry season, or the very start of the rains, depending on how you look at it. There's a raw beauty in this remoteness, and we're lucky to witness new life. How cute are baby springboks! We're back on the pan and waterhole where we saw the elephants. The last elephant is just leaving. It's a pretty apocalyptic image now because the whole pan is covered in dust. The storm is coming again. We managed to avoid the storm by hitting the opposite direction. At higher speed and full focus on the tracks, we only managed to spot some squirrels. You see lots of these squirrels, and when you pass by, they just go in a pose where they think you cannot see them. And then, at Letiahau waterhole, we found the king of the savannah, digesting after putting down a kudu. I must admit, I found this king rather ugly looking, albeit funny with his mohawk. On the way to camp, nature had one more surprise for us. Our campsite of tonight has a few annoyances. You have these, I don't know the word, these night butterflies. It's full of them. And then we have like a lot of scorpions around. We're not sure if they're venomous or not. We think somewhere in between. Normally they say big tail, small pinchers is likely to be venomous. Ugh. And the other way around, not so venomous. So third morning in the Kalahari, we're heading back to where we saw the male lion yesterday evening, which is about 7 kilometers from our camp spot. And hope he is still there and maybe he brought some friends. Or the hyenas are trying to steal his kill. Oh, here's a jackal. These little boys, we see them a lot. They're very nice. Another jackal here, close to the carcass, waiting for the lion to move. But it doesn't look like this boy is gonna move anytime soon. Well, he does move for drinking. So the jackal was approaching the carcass and the lion was at the other side. But he noticed it. It's coming back. We're on our way out this morning, but not without these creatures saying goodbye.
Wat is er hard? Dat goed doen, hè? Als jij dat kunt trekken, dan ben ik deze. Fantastisch. Kijk, dat tekent dit.
Zo hij dan niet. Slim, ja. Zalig. As we drive out of the Central Kalahari, we leave with a deep respect for its vastness and silence, and gratitude for every creature that chose to cross our path. We're driving out of the northern section of the park today, and it seems like there were big rains just before us because the whole road is flooded. Today and tomorrow we're just following this gate. We're driving 360 kilometers along the park gate to go to the southern section of the park, which is called Khutse Game Reserve. As there are no camps along the way, we just went off the main track and do a wild camp for this night, and tomorrow morning we continue again. The chef is making toasts and bacon, and the sous chef will make a salad and guacamole. From the 360 kilometers, there is 250 kilometers driving just straight, no turn at all. We just made our first turn, and now we follow for another 50 kilometers straight and then the last stretch. But this stretch that we're now taking seems like a track that is not much used, an old track, so we hope we can make it to the next connecting point. We're almost at the end of this 50 kilometers. Seems like the track was still doable. We have half of the bush in our car, but let's see what the next stretch will bring. We're almost at the edge.
Same.
Looks like more of the same. 65 kilometers like this. And in the meantime it started raining. Looks like rainy season is arriving. We had rain now almost every day. After a very tiring long drive, we have arrived at Khutse Gate in the south of the Kalahari Game Reserve. Let's check if we can secure a spot somewhere in the park for tomorrow night. It's 21st of December, so the holiday season have started, so let's see if we're lucky.
Let's go.
Molosse 2. And Molosse 3 was not available?
More mollusks are available.
I heard 3 is the best. I don't know. I heard it's the best.
You heard it?
Yeah, but maybe if you say 2 is the best, then I believe you.
No, well, since there's nobody, you can
Yeah, we can go and see. Yeah, okay. So the campsite is apparently not a problem, but the weather is. There was just one very loud one, really, just next to us it seemed. The rain is getting less and less, but the whole ground is super wet now. So it will be a bit challenging to find a wild camp spot for tonight. We don't want to enter the park yet because it's 5:30 now, and we still would have to pay entrance fee even if we just camp here at the gate. They would charge us the full day. So we're only gonna enter tomorrow morning. So tonight we still have to look for a camp. Finding a wild camp spot wasn't too difficult. Because of the sand ground, the water sinks in super quickly. So we found a good spot less than 1 kilometer from the gate. Now we're debating whether or not to park under the trees or besides the trees. After the tree that fell down on the campsite on our first night in Botswana, I have a little bit of a trauma that when it storms that tree might fall on our car, so we're in doubt. If it rains, just rain, it is better to be under the trees because then you hear the rain less on the roof, but if it storms, then it may be better to be away from the trees. After a few hours sheltering inside with soft rain, it seems like the heavy rain is back, the thunders are back, the lightning is back. Just at the moment where we wanted to go up to bed, but we still have to go outside for a pee and to brush our teeth. Brushing our teeth can be done inside, but peeing is a bit difficult. Good morning, Mr. Cleaner.
Hello. This is the best invention ever. You can use it for everything. Cleaning the dishes. If you're too hot.
That will be not today.
Change of plans. We won't go into the Khutse area. It rained a lot last night. It will rain today again, this night again, so the park probably will be flooded. So it's a hard decision, but we move on. So we have more time to spend in the Kalahari park. So that's the plan now.
From Khutse Gate we leave on sand tracks till we reach the main road again that brings us to Kang. Stocking up on diesel, water and food, and we're ready for the next destination. We celebrate Christmas in the Kalahari Transfrontier Park. All very cozy until an unexpected visitor drops by. Benjamin took the flashlight and how far from us? 4 meters?
3-4 meters, yeah.
3-4 meters. He said, "Oh my God, there's a." It wasn't Santa. You'll find out next episode.